Hey y'all, today I'm going to be talking about sexual immorality, but in particular I'm going to be talking about porn and porn addiction and how it destroys our brain and our confidence and our spirituality, okay? So for one, I'm going to go to 1 Corinthians 6. 1 Corinthians 6:18. Y'all give me a second, you know the struggle. 1 Corinthians 6:18. Flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without the body, but he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body. So, as y'all can see, the scripture is saying that every sin that we commit, y'all, it's sinful and it's displeasing to God. It hurts God's feelings a lot when we sin. But the one sin that where we sin against our own body is when we fornicate or have sex outside of marriage or masturbate or watch porn or anything like that. It's all grouped together when he says to flee fornication. It's any type of sexual immorality, okay? And please don't say, oh, well, Danique, since it's outside of marriage, you mean when me and my partner get married, we can watch porn together? No, that is not what I'm saying, because then it's still not honoring your marriage union, and you're inviting demonic spirits within your marriage bed and between you and your partner. So no, God is still not pleased with it, even when you're married. It's still fornication. It's still something, it's sex done outside of the natural way that God intended for it to be, which is between a man and a woman in a marriage union, okay? That's why that would still be wrong. And I'm going to read from 1 Thessalonians 4, verses 3 through 5 to piggyback off of what I just said, okay? So, verse 3 says, "For this is the will of God, even your sanctification, that ye should abstain from fornication, that every one of you should know how to possess his vessel in sanctification and honor." So he's saying everybody should be able to control themselves and ask God for the help if they're struggling to be able to honor their bodies, okay? Refrain from fornication, refrain from sexual immorality. That's what he's saying here, because it's honorable to yourself and to God. So therefore, porn and masturbation and all of these things, particularly porn, is not honorable to your body. So therefore, that's why we shouldn't do it. And I just used those two scriptures to back it up spiritually. Since you invite those demons in, it affects you spiritually as well, where it's harder for you to get connected to God and to keep a close relationship with Christ. So that's why that is damaging to your spiritual life, okay? Do not watch porn, okay? A lot of people, I hope not, but a lot of people may clown this video or, say that I'm beating a dead horse, but I hope not. I hope that this helps someone who may need it, because it's very damaging to your spirituality, okay? And that's probably the worst part about it, honestly, in my opinion, because you are doing yourself a huge disservice by messing up. Well, not messing up. How do I say that better? By allowing anything to interfere with your relationship with Christ, okay? You're doing yourself a huge disservice by doing that. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the internet to back up what I just said about the scripture. This website is called fightthenewdrug.org. I'm going to read what it says that porn does to our intimacy and our intimate life with our partner when we actually do get married, and what it does to our brains. It says it can take our brain's natural stimuli, our desire for intimacy and connection, our longing to feel strong or desirable in our relationships, our interest in a particular feature or activity, and give us more quantity, more exaggerated, and more supernormal versions of that thing until it can override what we think is normal and warp what we perceive as exciting and make real intimacy seem less interesting by comparison. So what that's saying is, y'all, is that porn is a supernatural, super normal stimuli to the brain. It's just like a lot of marijuana. When you smoke and you get super high, your brain is experiencing supernatural and super normal stimuli outside of what is naturally already in our brain and what's naturally that we're supposed to experience, okay? So that's why porn can shift your brain and change it, okay? It can make sex with your partner feel boring or less exciting than the porn that you're watching on the screen, because your mind has created a fantasy based off the fantasies that you're watching on your screen. So therefore, it's affected your reality. So just think about that when the next time you want to watch porn, and let's say if you're in a relationship or you're about to be in a relationship or you're taking steps to be in a relationship or to be married, for better words, because that's the only time you're supposed to be having sex anyways. If you're still watching porn, it can affect y'all's intimacy with each other. So that's just something to think about. And it's really sad, you know what I'm saying, but it's the truth. I also wanted to read from familytoday.com. This is another website. It says that porn triggers addiction in the brain. It says studies show that actual brain function changes in someone who has an addiction, and the changes are the same in all addictions, including alcohol, drugs, and pornography. Because pornography use can become an actual addiction, viewers are not able to stop through their own power. Porn addicts will need to engage in the same difficult recovery process as a drug addict. So as you can see, you can smoke weed, you can drink alcohol, you can be on crack. I don't care what it is. Pornography is in that group of things, y'all, because it's considered a drug. And that's why God, well, that's for one. We all know that that's why God don't want us doing it, but that's also how we know that it's from the devil, because it's a stronghold. Any addiction is a stronghold. That's how we can tell it's from the devil, and that this is not something honorable that we need to be doing. So yeah, it also affects your self-confidence. I also wanted to talk about this. It's unfulfilling. It makes you feel like you have to hide away, because you feel shame right after you get done watching that video. You feel shame right after you get done masturbating. It all goes hand in hand, and that's why it destroys your confidence, okay? Because you know that it's deep down that it's not something that you're supposed to be doing. Just think about it, y'all. Go around your parents or your grandparents and just out the blue say, you know, y'all, I watch porn. I bet you're not finna do that, because it's shameful. Like, I know, like, nobody would do that, but I'm just saying, I'm using that as an example. That's why it messes with your confidence like that, okay? So now, I'm going to talk about my testimony with porn, which, you know, I don't want to talk about this, but I will talk about it every day if the Lord wants me to, okay? I didn't expect to be making this video, but he told me that somebody needed it, okay? So I was first introduced to porn at 8 years old, and that's the first time that I saw it. And then when I first saw porn, y'all, I think I was just looking like, whoa, like, what is this? Like, it was something new, and it excited something in me. It excited something in me, and that's how, you know, I know that it's not something that we need to be doing, especially when you're a child and you're introduced to something like that. It molests your brain. And by no means am I saying that I was molested, because I was not molested, y'all. But porn, when you watch it from a young age, it has similar effects that molestation has on your brain. It's like you transfer from that porn. You obtain those sex demons, you feel me, from a very young age, and those can stay with you for years. That's what I'm saying, because I'm about to be 21 in November of this year, and I promise you, I've been rebuking some of those same sex demons that I first transferred at 8 years old. Y'all get what I'm saying? That's how dangerous that is. Not now, by the grace of God. I haven't watched porn or masturbated or anything like that in a very long time. But just in the past couple years of my life, I struggled with that the same when I was 8 years old. You feel me? And I'll say about 15 8. So what is that? 7 years? 7 years of addiction. 7 years of having sex demons and issues. And probably when I was 16 as well. So this is just me being completely honest. It molests your mind and it gives you addiction problems, okay? And like I said, masturbation goes hand in hand with that. That's another thing that unfortunately I did because, like I said in my homosexuality video, I was more private with my sex life. I was more independent with it. I did not choose to have sex with multiple people because I did not want to obtain spirits from other people. So that's why I chose this route. But either way, you still are being you're still transferring demons, okay? Either way it goes. So this is why this is not healthy at all. And I know that it did something to my brain, but by the grace of God, God can fix that. I hope he can. But yeah, that's my testimony of it. It was an addiction. It really was, just like weed was. And I'm happy that God has helped me. He's helped me stop all of this, y'all, to where I can help y'all. I promise you, I would not be able to help you if I still had that going on. I really wouldn't. But, you know, God bless y'all. I love you. And I hope that this video helps somebody. I really do. It's really, it affects your life in so many ways, okay? Do not watch porn. Please don't. Just, I don't know, pray and ask God to help you keep your sexual urges under control until you're about to enter into a marriage union with someone, okay? Free all of this. Flee all of this, okay? But yeah, that's all for this video. God bless y'all, okay?